so they need 320 to win from 300 balls. That's a superb shot. That's the first boundary for Sehwag. That's gone high in the air. Really looks in fine nick today.
That'll be a real confidence booster for him. Should get rid of any nerves.
Racing away for 4. Sehwag moves into double figures with those runs.
Australia can't afford to give away that many runs.
Lee to begin a new over. The required run rate is around 6 and over. Super wicket keeping. I think he was easily back in the crease there. That's too short, and it's been dispatched before. That's the first boundary for Tendulkar. Lee to bowl to Tendulkar. That's gone high in the air. That wasn't a very good delivery.
That was a good shot. He saw it early and got into position quickly. India will be looking to take full advantage of the early fielding restrictions by scoring some quick runs.
McGrath to begin a new over. The required run rate is around 6 and over. There it goes. Played that with superb timing.
Cracking shot. He's in great form.
Our shot. Sehwag has now moved into the 20s. Up and over and 4 runs. The crowd were brought to their feet by that shot.
Lovely front foot shot. Head over the ball, wrists in front of the bat as he played through the line.
4 all the way. You can't afford to bowl that in there.
You really can't bowl short on this pitch. It's just giving runs away.
It'll be 4 more to the total. He hit that with awesome power.
That was a good shot. He saw it early and got into position quickly.
A long hop and dispatch for 4. He timed that to perfection.
Well, that was short and just asked to be hit. India will be looking to take full advantage of the early fielding restrictions by scoring some quick runs.
Now the run rate stands at just over 5.5 and over. Superb shot. That takes him into double figures. Pushed into the gap. Stopped by Gillespie. Lee to Sehwag. He smacked that over the top and been rewarded with 4. Super shot by Sehwag.
That was a nicely timed shot. You don't need to smash the ball to the boundary every time.
There it goes. Really looks in fine nick today.
For all the kids watching out there, that is a perfect example of how to play the shot.
46 overs are left for India.
That was an expensive over. He'll need to improve if he wants to stay in the attack.
McGrath to begin a new over. Now the run rate stands at just over 5.5 and over. It's high in the air. That was a very confident shot.
The drive is a beautiful shot to watch when played well, and that was a perfect example.
That's gone high in the air. It's in the air. That was 4. Moment it left his back.
Well, he smashed that for 4 with a big smile on his face.
McGrath at the start of his run-up. McGrath at the start of his run-up. Amazing catch.
Superb catch. The batsman won't have expected him to hold on to that.
Tendulkar has gone for 18. That's the end of the 5th over. The run rate stands at just under 5.5 and over. Pushed into the gap. This is a really vital innings by Sehwag. That brings up his half century. Great job done by the fielder in the deep. He's worked that into the gap. That's gone high in the air. That's a duck for Ganguly. That's gone high in the air. That's the first boundary for Brisbane. 44 overs are left for India. McGrath to begin a new over. The run rate stands at just under 5.5 and over. There it goes. That was a really confident shot.
That was an excellent shot. Very exciting to watch.
It's high in the air. Picked up very early by Sehwag.
He picked that ball up beautifully. The bowler will have to be careful not to put the ball in that area again.
McGrath at the start of his run-up. There it goes. Looks in good form out there.
That was a good shot. He saw it early and got into position quickly.
That's gone high in the air. He certainly saw that one early.
He really laid into that delivery. 4 runs all the way.
That's gone high in the air. That was still going up as it cleared the rope.
That's a demoralising sight for any bowler, seeing the ball sail over the fence.
43 overs are left for India. Here comes the first change in the bowling. Now the run rate stands at just over 5 and over. That's straight up in the air. Lee, a lot of ground to cover there. Laxman facing his first ball. Laxman is off the mark. Picked up by Martin. It's high in the air. Really looks in fine nick today.
That was a great shot to watch. He just leant into it and stroked it to the boundary for 4.
Sehwag facing. It's high in the air. Got clattered into the boards.
What a good placement. No one at home, over the top for 4.
So there was 9 off that over. McGrath to begin a new over. The required run rate is around 5 and over. There it goes. That's the first boundary for Blacksman. It's high in the air. McGrath was not impressed.
Well played. He got into perfect position for that shot. Head over the ball. Weight going forward.
That nearly joined us up here in the commentary box.
He smashed that a long way. Great to watch for the neutral, but the bowler won't be too happy.
It's in the air. He's timing the ball perfectly today.
He really needs to concentrate on line and length right now to keep the runs down.
That's out of the ground. He hardly seemed to hit that, yet it sailed over the ropes.
Well, you can't set fields for shots like that. That's brilliant.
.41 overs are left for India. Sehwag is now on strike. The required run rate is around 4.5 and over. Over pitched and 4. You can't afford to bowl that in there.
He'll have enjoyed that one. It was 4 the moment it left his bat.
Gillespie to Sehwag. That's gone high in the air. Sehwag moves into the 90s. Gillespie continues. It's in the air. He looks in good form out there.
Oh, great shot. That was a pleasure to see.
That's the end of the 10th over. The required run rate is around 4 and over. It's in the air. That was 4 the moment it left his bat.
Well, you can't afford to overpitch like that. 2 full and dispatched for 4.
It's in the air. Partnership between these two is now worth 53. McGrath is back in the attack. That's straight up in the air. That was a mighty hit.
It doesn't really matter if it goes in the air if you hit it that far.
That's good bowling. That's gone high in the air. That was a shot straight out of the coaching manual.
That was good batting. He picked his spot, didn't try to smash it, just stroked it through the gap.
McGrath continues. It's high in the air. Well, that was 6 as soon as he hit it.
Another one of those, and this bowler could be out of the attack.
39 overs are left in the innings. The run rate stands at just under 3.5 and over. He's got a hold of that one. 4 runs. He watched that onto the bat perfectly.
Perfectly played. He got right over that ball and played it with a nice straight bat.
Gillespie continues. Comfortably held by Bevan. Sehwag eventually goes for 98.
It might have looked easy, but it wasn't.
That was a superb innings by Sehwag.
He played so well, but he had a century within reach. He'll be really disappointed.
Mongia facing his first ball. These taken the aerial route there. 4 runs. That's the first boundary for Mongia. That's a great shot. Super shot by Mongia.
He played that shot to perfection.
Well, that'll beat the fielder. That takes him into double figures. 16 runs came from that over. McGrath to begin a new over. Now the run rate stands at just over 3.5 and over. There it goes. He looks very happy out there. Laxman has reached his 50 from 13 balls. McGrath continues. There should be some runs here. Picked up on the boundary by Lee. McGrath continues. That's gone high in the air. That nearly joined us up here in the commentary box.
The bowler can't believe it, but it is out of the ground. 6 runs.
It's in the air. Hit down the ground beautifully by Laxman.
Lovely shot. It raced away to the fence for 4.
I think he was easily back in the crease there. 16 runs were picked up from that over by McGrath. Gillespie to begin a new over. Now the run rate stands at just over 3 and over. He smashed that one right out of the ground. He'll be looking for that ball for days.
Exciting stuff. He took a risk, but was well rewarded as the ball disappeared over the fence.
It's in the air. Mongia has now moved into the 20s. That's cleared the infield. You really can't afford to pitch short on this track.
He gave the batsman too much room there. 4 runs.
That's gone high in the air.
Well, he just picked that right off his nose and smashed it over the boundary. Thrilling to watch.
It's high in the air. His 5th wicket partnership is now worth 52. Oh, that's gone a long way. That was a mighty hit.
Well, he really hit that a long way. Exciting stuff.
That over eased the pressure on the batting team. McGrath to begin a new over. The run rate stands at just under 2.5 and over. He smashed that one right out of the ground. Well, that was 6 as soon as he hit it. Spot on, line and length. Well taken by Gilchrist. That's gone high in the air. And that really was a super stroke.
Well, that was a pretty poor delivery. It just sat up and asked to be smashed.
That's gone high in the air. That was 4 the moment it left his back.
There's a perfect example of how to play that shot. He deserved 4 runs for it.
That's gone high in the air. That was 6 all the way.
The bowler can't believe it, but it is out of the ground. 6 runs.
McGrath continues. What a superb catch that is. Laxman is making his way back to the pavilion.
A slight fumble, but safely taken in the end.
The new batsman won't have to face just yet. The required run rate looks a fairly comfortable 2 and over. That's straight up in the air. Mongia is off the mark. There's a mix-up with the batsman. Mongia is now on strike. That's gone high in the air. Super shot by Mongia.
Really good shot there. Nicely timed and picked the gap perfectly.
That's gone high in the air. Crowd are standing to applaud him. Mongia has scored 50 off 14 balls. That over helped the run rate somewhat. McGrath to begin a new over. The required run rate looks a fairly comfortable 1.5 and over. There it goes. Well, that nearly joined us up here in the commentary box.
The fielder just watched it. Going, going, going.
That's gone high in the air. Mongia moves into double figures with those runs. There it goes. It's high in the air. Gave that some fearful hammer.
Well played. He got into perfect position for that shot. Head over the ball. Weight going forward.
That's gone high in the air. You can't afford to give him any width at all.
That came right out of the meat. Excellent shot.
That's in the stands. 6 runs. The bowler won't like that one little bit.
Great strike. It looked like 6 the moment he struck it.
33 overs are left for India. Gillespie to begin a new over. The required run rate looks a fairly comfortable 1 and over. Gillespie to bowl to Mongia. That's straight up in the air. I certainly saw that one early.
He picked that ball up beautifully. The bowler will have to be careful not to put the ball in that area again.
Gillespie is back in the attack. That's straight up in the air. Mongia has now moved into the 20s. Mongia waiting at the striker's end. There it goes. Super shot by Mongia.
That was beautifully played. He was well over the top of the ball.
Gillespie continues. It's high in the air. Picked the length quickly with that one.
That was a good shot. He saw it early and got into position quickly.
A long hop and punished. Gillespie is not impressed. That over helped the run rate somewhat. McGrath to bowl the last of his allotted overs. The required run rate looks a fairly comfortable 1 and over. That's gone high in the air. That went like a rocket to the fence.
Well, you can't afford to overpitch it. 2 full and dispatched for 4.
It's high in the air. You hardly seem to hit that, yet it sailed over the ropes.
The bowler won't like that one little bit.
He smacked that over the top and been rewarded with 4. Really struck that well.
Cracking shot. He's in great form.
It's high in the air. That was a nice bit of timing.
Fantastic shot there. He knew it was 4 as soon as he struck it.
So to sum up then, India win by 5 wickets. Well, let's take a look at the scorecard.